What's going on, everyone? It's Bob with Cinephellas. I got to screen the new Kevin Smith movie, The 430. Then I got the opportunity to interview the cast. Sienna and Austin, Reed, and Nicholas all took time to sit with me and talk about the new movie, what their experiences were like working with such a legend, and pretty much all the other fun stuff that comes in making a movie. So here's the interview. I hope you enjoy it. So I watched the movie last night. Gotta say, you guys have some pretty good chemistry there. How easy was it to connect with one another? Was it instantaneous, or was it something where you had to feel out a little bit? Oh, it's for everyone, by the way.
Very easy. Easy as pie.
Yeah,
These
no, it
folks
was
are great.
very, very natural. It's like a rare thing when that happens. I feel with an entire ensemble cast. But yeah, it was very organic.
Yeah, I feel like in current day, you know how close you've become if your group chat is still active like a year after. And I will say our group chat is still active. Yeah, definitely had a blast working with these fools.
Yeah, very playful from the beginning.
So one thing that caught me was, Reed, this is your first role. How did it feel to be around something? I mean, you're dealing with Kevin Smith. You're dealing with a man that many endearing, myself included. How does it feel for your first thing to have this much love around you in this big of a stage?
Oh man, I mean, thank you for asking. And yeah, this is my first leading role in a major feature film. It's hard to even believe that it's real. One of my friends, I was telling them I was doing all these interviews today, and I was like, I guess being self-deprecating about it. And she was like, not you being self-deprecating because you like don't want to acknowledge how awesome it is. And so I'm trying to do my best to acknowledge what a blessing this is and actually take it for the win instead of finding ways to still beat myself up about it all. But it's been amazing. Kevin is such a legend, and he's so great to work with, and really does such a fantastic job of boosting morale, of keeping morale high on set, of letting actors play, that it like honestly was the best first leading role I think I could have ever asked for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, this is a great one. Nick, your character is the quintessential New York Jersey guy to me. I grew up with a lot of Italian guys, so it brought back some memories. How close is that to your real persona, or did you have to find that character?
I guess unfortunately it's one of the personalities somewhere inside him, one of the little souls swimming around in me. I like to think I'm a couple of shades away from it at least. No, I mean it's obviously a character that I'm putting together that's based off of Kevin's friend Ernie, and it was very well written as that. So it just kind of was a character written so well that I could just slip it on and go right to work with it.
Yes, you killed it. Oh yeah, I mean,
Thank you, my friend.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, Sienna, you are the only girl on this main, very male-dominated cast, and yeah, you extremely held your own. And how hard was that to not to only be a female, but to hold your own with everyone with the fast dialogue and everything like that?
Oh man, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I was freaked out on set, not because of being the only girl, but just because of how talented everyone was. But I feel very lucky because these guys are extremely easy to work with, and not just on a professional level, but as human beings, I felt very welcomed from the beginning. And we really just did. You always say it. Everyone says this word, family. But I think that this movie, we really did have a family on set. But yeah, I think they're just powerful in their own way. And it was extremely inspiring. Like, I come to set and I feel like I'm actually growing from the people around me. So it's nothing more I could want.
I just meant with I didn't want it to come off bad. You just, when there's four lead guy, or three lead
Totally.
guys, be the female, you're just like, you have to have that presence, and you nailed it completely.
No, I also think that I just want to say your performance is incredible, because the fact that you're just in the beginning of the movie and then the end, and then people just talk about you throughout it entirely. And so the next time that you come back, it needs to be this, there's a build up there. And if you let it down, it kind of wouldn't really have the same impact, but you just literally light it up in every time you're on screen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I have to agree. You are the invisible character for a decent amount of film, and yet we all feel like we know you as the audience. You feel like you've learned a lot about you through everyone talking about you.
Thank you. I think it's well written. I'll keep throwing it around, but thank you.
And Austin, so in the movie, obviously, you're obsessed with movies. You know how this works and everything like that. How close is that to you as a person? I love the background, so I'm wondering if this is anything close to what you have.
Yeah, well, these two posters are kind of little versions of the Astro Blaster and Booties movies in the film, because I wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, no, I'm definitely a little cinephile, and I am an aspiring filmmaker, and I write, and the whole time I was just kind of eating up like everything that I could learn, or we could all learn, just being by all these really talented filmmakers on set.
All right, playing against the 80s thing, Reed, you had a rat tail that could rival anyone I went to school with in the 80s. How cool did it feel looking in the mirror and just being like, this was someone's childhood at one point?
Oh, totally. Yeah, it rivaled between, or I guess vacillated between being incredibly cool and also like psychological warfare, because it was a bit of a dated trend. But when I was telling them that when I first went in for my hair and makeup test, our hair and makeup heads, Ash and Colleen, came in and were like, "We want to give you the most disturbing haircut we can," and I said, rock on. So I just kind of let their freak flag fly and was a total willing vessel for it. And they graciously let me keep my rat tail. So I actually have it framed on my bookshelf. So he's still with me. May he never die. May he live on forever.
When you get, big and famous, you just gold plate that thing, wear it around, like a chain.
Totally. Absolutely. Yeah. Give it to my kids and say, oh, I remember when, that kind of vibe.
Exactly. It's a family heirloom.
Yes, totally. That's our heirloom now in my family.
So this is for everyone. Your favorite experience on this film? Obviously, again, Kevin Smith, a legend, known for treating everyone great, but you're also playing against the 80s, the music, the style, the everything. What was the one moment where you're just like, this is it moment?
Driving around in the truck with the three of us, that was one of the first days on set, and we have a couple of songs playing on the speaker that wasn't so 80s, but we were pulling the tapes out, and he gave us the little cassette case and all that, and that really felt like we were kind of beginning on something very special.
For me, it was because Kevin also edits his own films. He edits as he directs. So we would have the very rare privilege of getting to see our scenes like a couple days after we shot them, which like in most cases, and as an actor, you are maybe not seeing it until it even comes out. Like it really depends on the project. So what was really cool was actually getting to watch the vision play out before you, because I was able to be like, whoa, we really are making a movie that's set in the 80s. And it became even more apparent when I got to see it reflected back to me, which we got to do really early on in the process because of how Kevin works.
What comes to mind is I was walking on set. I think this is before I even met Ken, but I could just hear him screaming about, ooh, I don't want to spoil it. Screaming about something over and over and over for 10 minutes. And it was just one line. That was all that was written. But Kevin let the scene go on for at least like 3 minutes. And it was insane because Ken just kept going and kept going. But that was like my first impression, but it just kind of hit me that I was like, oh my gosh, like these guys are they're the real deal right here. And I get to just walk down and watch them.
Yeah, I think there's so many to choose from that it makes it really hard. I had a lot of fun with the scene that I did with Method Man. Actually, he was really really cool. And then just sitting on the dock with the tape recorder, I felt like that was the most I felt, I guess, really as maybe Kevin felt. back in 1986, which was cool. Because when he says, like, a lot of the stuff that Brian David says in that scene is literally all stuff that Kevin actually said into a tape recorder in, I think, like 1986 or something.
Yeah, you could feel a lot of Kevin through a lot of the scenes, a lot of the dialogue, a lot of the situations. And as a fan of Kevin since Clerks, it was kind of cool to see some more of the how could I put it, his memory, his childhood come to life. And I think you guys did it justice with everything in you. I thank you for your time. Congratulations on the film. Here's to so much more success. Hopefully, next movie I get to talk to each one of you guys. Maybe you do another film. Reed, when you make it and famous and you do the Walk of Fame with the things, I'm hoping you're putting the rat tail in there as well.
Yes, absolutely.
It's an iconic thing right now. But you guys,
thank you so much, man.
I wish you the greatest success. Congratulations on the film, and enjoy this ride.
Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
my friend.
All right.
Appreciate
Have a good
it.
day, guys.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, sometimes you just feel old when you're talking to some kids. All in all, obviously a bunch of good kids who loved working with a legend. As for the film, it's a standard Kevin Smith film set across the 80s where a couple kids, summer vacation, trying to get into a movie theater and sneak around. Your main character has a love interest, wants to meet at a movie at 4:30, and all the hijinks that ensue while trying to make sure that the meetup happens. Again, typical Kevin Smith film. I just feel it was watered down. A lot of cameos, actually a lot of cameos by a lot of Kevin Smith regulars, Jason Mewes, Jeff Anderson, stuff around those lines. I'm nostalgic. The 80s music and stuff like that made it a lot of fun, but the saving grace was the cast. The kids were all great. They worked off of each other really well. All in all, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. It will be at your local cinema September 12th. As a Kevin Smith fan, I definitely enjoyed it. Was it the best? No. But it's Kevin Smith being Kevin Smith. Keep an eye on these kids. I actually think they could be going places. But until next time, cheers.